Fox Valley Voice. Greetings, you are listening to the Fox River Arts Podcast. My name is Jaime Gutierrez, and I am delighted to be here as your host for another episode of the Fox River Arts Podcast. I'm assuming that you are familiar with the Fox River Arts organization and the Fox River Arts Ramble, which is coming up here in April. But you know what happens when you assume. So if you do not, you can go back and listen to episode 1, where we explain the whole thing. And you can also find more information at foxriverarts.com. We put out a call to the artists who are part of this collective and asked the artists, hey, would you be interested in talking about yourself and your art, your origin story, your development as an artist, your style, your medium, and your plans for the future? And we did get some responses back, so we're happy to share some of these stories with you. First up is an artist named Laura Lynne.
I use Laura Lynne as my artist name. My name is actually Laura Lynne Kubasek. Lynne is my middle name, but Laura Lynne is what I go by in all my artist dealings. So, yeah. And I grew up in Wisconsin, in Pewaukee, which is a little town that some people know now because JJ Watt is from Pewaukee. He's a football player, if anybody doesn't know, but he talks up Pewaukee a lot because it's a cute little town with this lake, and they have cute little shops that they built since I moved away along the lake and the beachfront, and it's just a nice little place. Nice place to grow up, although I didn't appreciate it at the time. So
very few of us do.
Yeah.
Do you go back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my parents still live there. And so we go back and visit. And it's nice, especially in the summer. I feel like I'm on vacation. It's weird. It's like, this is where I used to grow up, but it feels like vacation compared to where I live now. But and then I went to Madison my first year of college, and I transferred to Milwaukee, and it was nicer to be in a larger city with more art happenings going on, more galleries, things like that. And some of the instructors actually from Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design taught at UW Milwaukee, which is where I went too, which was kind of nice. So like not having to pay the art school prices and still getting some of the same instructors. So that was kind of nice. And I graduated with a BFA and did a little bit of art after college. I worked for AT&T, worked for the corporate world for years. And then
what'd you do at AT&T?
I sold products to businesses. So if a new business was setting up their business, if someone set up a new business, they would call us and say, we need internet, we need phone lines, we're setting up this phone system, so that we would set it up for them.
Yeah. So you weren't designing products or? Oh,
no. Yeah. No, nothing art related. No.
No creativity?
No creativity.
Oh.
Yeah. It was hard. That was hard. But then I moved down to Aurora with my husband. He got a job at Aurora University. And then I worked at another corporate job for a while. Didn't do a whole lot of artwork in that time period. But then I had my son, and luckily enough, I was able to stay home with him. And then once he was about a year-ish, once he started to sleep really, really well and consistently, then I was able to work during his naps and after he went to bed. And I started just turning out a ton of work and more of a children's illustrative style. So that's been fun. So, yeah.
So what was that feeling like when you finally had the opportunity to return back to creating art?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I feel like I need large blocks of time to work on the art. And it's funny because my husband, he'll look in on me in the room that I do my artwork in, and he says, you're always on the computer, or you're not really actually doing art. But a lot of it is just thinking about what I'm going to do, researching, looking at photos, looking at how other artists maybe solved a problem, getting inspiration from nature. a lot of it's, maybe taking a nap or something. You're just.
So to the rest of us, it looks like you're goofing off.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But really, you're hard at work.
Exactly. Yeah. My mind. Yeah. And then I would, before I went to sleep, I would think about my project and sleep on it. And then some of the problems would solve overnight. It was kind of, besides taking care of my son, I was just kind of living and breathing it a little bit. So that was kind of fun. That was really fun.
Yeah. So let's back up a little bit. Can you tell us how you first got involved with artwork? When did you first find yourself being drawn to creating art?
I was really young, and I think probably some of it was because my mom, she dabbled in artwork, and my grandparents had a painting that she had done, I think in college, and in their basement above the fireplace. And I always thought that was so cool that my mom had this painting in their house. And when I was younger, she did some paintings too. And I remember I wanted to paint with her. And so I did a little painting while she was painting. And I think that I'm sure was my main influence on wanting to be an artist. And I knew really young that I wanted to be an artist, like 7 or 8 or something. In school is my favorite subject, and all my art teachers were really encouraging, and it was definitely always something I wanted to do. So, yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that you graduated with a BFA. So, were your parents supportive of your decision to head in that direction?
Well, so they were disappointed. Well, actually, I don't know if I wrote this article for Voyage Chicago, and I talk about it a little bit in that, but I actually wanted to go to art school, but the price tag was just really exorbitant to my parents, and my dad was super excited I got into Madison. And I love Madison. Madison's a great city. The school is excellent. I really, really like it, but it wasn't art school. And so my dad was a little disappointed I chose to leave Madison. And my mom always said, just get a degree. Doesn't matter what it's in, just get a degree. So I was like, okay, I'll just get a degree in what I want to do. Although in hindsight now, I kind of wish I would have gone for graphic design or art teaching, because I would have actually been able to work in my field a little more maybe. But yeah, they were supportive.
Ish.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they want me to be able to support myself and make a living and all that kind of thing, so I understand, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if my son told me he wanted to be a musician or an artist, I would say, oh, okay.
You say that now.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I hope that you do well with it. And I also would be a little nervous for him.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your artwork, your style, your medium? What do you like to do? So I really like to do collage. And I like to do a lot of 2D art. I love painting. I really liked oil painting, though I don't really have a space for it, and I don't really like the chemical smell. But I wanted to do something once I started working out of our house after my son was born. I wanted to do something that was low in chemical smells and toxins and things like that. And I like the graphic style of collage, that you can get those really sharp lines by cutting the paper. So that's what I do. I do cut paper collage, and I was working with all different sorts of paper, like tissue paper, magazine paper, found paper. I like the different textures and the different sheens of the paper. Some of it was matte, some of it was shiny, like the magazine paper. And I liked the metallic paper, and I was using some wrapping papers that I had. Some of them I had found, some of them people gave me, some I bought. And I really like all the different textures of those. But now I'm starting to actually work more archival, because those materials, all those that I was saying, most of them have acids and lignins in them, and they're not archival. So I've already had my collages change over time. So now I'm working with more archival materials, because I don't want the colors to change or the
or fade or darken and ruin the original piece. Though I mostly sell my prints, and those are archival. So when I do a new piece, I'll take a photo or I'll scan it, and then I'll make a print of it, just a G-clay, a reproduction of it. And then sometimes I'll change the colors and the composition to make something new with it. And those ones, the colors stay vibrant, and they're really nice, high quality. I print them on 100% cotton paper with pigment ink, so the colors actually could stay. It's archival. It'll stay brilliant for possibly even hundreds of years, depending on how you take care of it.
So I've been enjoying your artwork for quite a while now. You like to hang out at the farmers markets?
Mm-hmm, yep.
And where else can we find you?
So I do little shows now. I'll do little local shows in Aurora. Sometimes on First Fridays in Aurora, I'll do something. I have events posted on my website, so you can always check there. And of course, I'll be at the Fox River Arts Ramble on April 13th and 14th this year, and I was last year, and I'm actually going to be hosted by SciTech. So it kind of fits with my artwork as kind of children's illustrative style. So they're going to be graciously hosting again this year, so that'll be nice. And I'm thinking about doing the Oswego Farmers Market, and then the Batavia Artisan Collective markets, of course, and which are organized really well. I really enjoy working with that group.
I asked Laura to share some of her favorite local artists with me, and she immediately thought of Brian Daniel Joseph, known online as Dada Soulface.
Yeah, Dada Soulface. So I did a little group show with him in Aurora. They had it at the new Aurora Tap House, and I was really excited about his new backgrounds because I've seen his work before, and it's really good. I love his collages, but I really enjoyed these new pieces he had with the more abstract backgrounds, and then the figures in the foreground, and the colors were really bright. Of course, I love bright colors because my work is bright colors. Of course, you kind of like what you do, but I really enjoyed his palette and the abstract backgrounds with the collage in the front. So that was kind of inspiring, and I was excited to be inspired by a local artist.
Finally, I asked Laura to look into the crystal ball and tell me what the near future looks like for her.
Well, I'm actually thinking about going back to school for art education. That's the big thing right now. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually go through with it, but that's something that I'm thinking about doing. And I would like to start doing some larger art shows, larger outdoor art shows. And so I want to start doing more archival work to fill up my booth for that. And those are my goals right now.
Thank you, Laura Lynne, and that is Lynne with an E, for joining us on the Fox River Arts podcast. You can find more information about her at her website, lauralynneart.com. She's on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest as well. But do not look for her on Twitter.
I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it.
Many thanks also to Ryan Carney for our theme music. Not only can he write you a song, but he can help you buy or sell a house. Find out more at whoisryancarney.com. And for more information about Fox River Arts and the Ramble coming up in April, go to foxriverarts.com. Keep an eye on this space for more episodes with more artists from the Fox River Arts Ramble. My name is Jaime Gutierrez. I'll talk with you soon. Fox Valley Voice.